When you saw them in the bracket stage of the quarterfinals and the round of 16, they actually had a different mid laner. It was K3 Soju. He's a master tier mid laner. Unfortunately, wasn't able to come down here to this event. And the thing there is that he was pretty much kind of a big driving force of their team. They say to themselves that he's kind of their MVP. He does a lot of the picks and ban strats. So because Soju was out, that means they brought in a sub-busty Dice, but he's going to be down support. They moved RC from AD carry to top lane. Yami's still in the jungle, but White is now in the mid laner from AD carry to mid lane. Top from top to AD carry. Positivity.
Yeah.
Glad we got through that.
Yeah. That being said, the team does have a lot of trust in White in the mid position, and we have to talk about positivity. The youngest guy to attend here, and he's playing AD carry today, but he also has a very heavily played Pocket Riven, and I doubt we're going to see it in that position, but that just means that, they can have a couple of cheesy swaps if they feel like it.
Yeah, and as you can see here, University of Maryland, all these players, or 4 out of 5 players from Thomas Riven, going to be going there, so it's really cool to see that they are going to be kind of attending the same college. Maybe collegiate level league is going to be...
Yeah, maybe the University of Maryland's getting a huge boost next year, but if I'm not mistaken, they all, there's a funny story to how they met, right?
Yeah, of course. Positivity, their top laner. Basically what happened was their coordinator RC heard about him. They heard about some freshman Riven player that got to master tier, and they were intrigued by it. So they actually, all 4 of them approached Positivity at his lunch table during lunch and told them to play ranked 5s with him. So, I mean, as a freshman, having a lot of seniors come up to you saying, play League of Legends with us.
Yeah, you're not really going to tell them no.
Yeah,
but,
he said, did say it was awkward at first, but then now that he's kind of treated like a little brother for the team. Let's go ahead and talk about, though, Franklin High School.
Right, I'm glad that you mentioned that he's like a little brother, because on the opposite side, Franklin actually have real brothers. As you can probably tell, Yar and Submit are mid laners and AD carries for Franklin, and they're also brothers.
Yep, obviously Yawar is just a year older than Submit. However, they really look like twins.
Yeah, they look pretty similar.
Yeah, but to talk about the rest of the team, Fugues and Infinitas, going to be some pretty big team players coming out for them. Not too sure why it says Platinum 1, but Fugues definitely much higher in the ladder. What we've seen is that Fugues, I've actually casted Fugues and Infinitas before in the League 1. It's a Challenger Season tournament. And it's obviously just really good to have players with Challenger Season experience.
Yeah, Fugues, if I'm not mistaken, is currently in the Master tier. Definitely one of the scariest players in the tournament. Probably the mistake there was it's Fugues L in game, which is probably why they had the issue there. But, I mean, Franklin High School, they've definitely, the core, I feel like, of their team is Fugues and Infinitas and how they sort of interact with the other players. And it seems like we will be going to picks and bans soon. So, Crusader Kitten, what do you think is strong in this current meta from what we've seen so far?
Well, actually, the better question is what's going to be strong for both of these teams. And what you have to look at is going to be for Franklin High School, it's going to be their top laner and their jungler, as we're going to keep saying. They're pretty much a driving force of this team. We're on to the picks and bans, though, and already a Gnar going to be taken away. That's away from Fugues, one of his most played in solo queue.
Yeah, and Alistar banned away. We saw him banned out in game 1 of the last series. Fugues has had a ton of Gnar games as well, so that's really no surprise. Thomas S. Wooten, what will they ban next? Curious. There's a lot of, I mean, the current meta actually just has a lot of room for innovation and a lot of really strong picks in most roles. So it will be the ban of Rek'Sai, however, and that's really, really strong. One of the best junglers in the game at the moment, for sure.
Yeah, Infinity, that's his second most played champion in solo queue. Interestingly enough, though, hasn't really been playing that champion in ranked 5s. However, they got to take that off the board. Elise, of course, got to see that banned out. It's such a strong jungler in the current meta.
With the buffs she's received, and also just the AP atomization buffs, Elise is definitely in, and we will see that banned away. I'm surprised. These teams are taking their bans a little slowly. You know, they're taking I mean, you got 30 seconds. They're taking like 20, 25 seconds. So I'm wondering if they're still really discussing what they want to do. Looks like we will see Nidalee as the final ban for Wooten. What do you think?
A lot of focus down onto Infinitas. I mean, they know, I mean, we were told Infinitas, Fugues, really just kind of the driving force of the team here for Franklin High School. Kind of these two players that feel like they have a shot at going into LCS, that kind of things. They're definitely strong high school talent. going to see how it goes into game. First pick is going to be the Shen, though, coming out for Thomas S. Wooten.
Oh my goodness. He actually picked it. I remember I was talking, I just talked to all the players, just thinking about what do you think is stronger. And I remember Wooten was going through what they would pick, and like RC hasn't played that much Shen recently as far as solo queue is concerned.
Yeah.
But he just told me, like, if Shen is open, I'm picking Shen. If Shen is open, there's nothing he values more than that Shen pickup, and they've also practiced with it a lot. So that's definitely not a surprise, at least for me, to see them pick that first. And on the other side is Victor and Gragas, super good champions in this current meta. And Victor, a lot of practice for White as well as Yar, so nice pick away.
Victor is actually such a contested pick here. Both White and Yar have actually practiced Victor a lot in Ranked 5, so huge contested pick, and it's obviously just one of the strongest mid laners right now.
You can't spell victory without victory.
Well, I mean, you can if you're grammatically correct.
For video game players, do we really care about grammar?
Guess not. Well, it looks like we did have a bit of an issue with the picks and bans. Hopefully we'll be getting back into that very soon.
Yep.
But to just talk about what we've seen on the board so far, Victor coming in. What was the second pick for Franklin? Gragas in the jungle.
Yeah, we've seen him so far in the tournament a lot. I mean, Cinderhulk, still fantastic champion. He can engage, he can disengage, he can do whatever you would like. With Victor Gragas, though, I'm curious, what kind of a team composition does that feel like? Just, I guess, general team fight, I guess? Because Gragas, they're both super good team fighting champions, and they both scale really well, too.
I mean, to talk about what they've played before, okay, Shen's been picked away. They played actually Olaf in the Ranked 5 team. I'm not sure if that would be the best pick, though.
Do you remember against who?
Ranked 5s.
Okay.
Does it matter?
Yeah, I mean, it does. Olaf against Shen is a hard matchup because Shen just abuses the Olaf early game.
You know what's cool?
What's cool? He's gonna look it up, so we're gonna know who they actually played against.
I'll find out. I mean, well, is Olaf even a strong pick in this comp, though, and against what? What you have against
we've seen CLG played Olaf, and we've seen Rainover play Olaf in EU. But what I loved from CLG's comp a few weeks ago, they had Olaf, Zion Spartan, loved to play carry top, so they put him on the Viking. And then they had a blue Ezreal to continuously slow down kind of the enemy team. So I don't really know if we're going to see that composition, but Olaf is definitely a very solid niche pick. But still, not sure if we're actually going to see it against the Shen.
Yeah, we did see, haven't seen AD carries come out just yet. And the thing is here, I mean, obviously we talked about positivity, moving from top lane to AD carry. And the thing is, the practice he's gotten in that role has pretty much been Corki and Sivir. So, probably looking for the pick at the Sivir pick, obviously.
Well, recently, he has played Caitlyn a decent amount in this season. Just not like within the past few weeks. But it's probably still a comfortable champion for him. And she also did get a bit of a buff with the headshot, reducing the armor. And she's also got good late. I mean, for a player who's not an AD carry, having someone like that who's simple, having simple AD carries is sometimes a good option to take.
Yeah, well, just to talk about the history of the team for Thomas S. Wooten, of course, as we talked about, role swaps coming out. How all the players met, of course, always an interesting story because these guys all go to the same high school. RC and White were actually childhood friends. They are now the top and mid laners. They were the bottom lane duo before they had the role swaps going, and I actually was like, so you used to be like in the lane together, and now what we do? We camp each other's lanes? They said yes. You're going to be trying to pressure top and mid together, keep that friendship alive.
Yeah, because, the duo never stops for them.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, well, basically, should be an interesting one here. So, these two teams have actually faced off against each other before. This was in the winter of 2014, winter 2015 actually, just this past winter split. Franklin High School came out on top and actually went to get 4th place in that tournament. However, back then these two teams were definitely different. Franklin High School had a different mid laner. Since then, they've brought in Yawor, which is Submit's brother. And they said that they feel a lot more confident with this roster. I think Thomas S. Wooten had a few picks, roster swaps there as well, but kind of the main thing is that they feel a lot more confident going into this match.
Yeah, honestly, Thomas S. Wooten with the roster swaps, they're still going to feel confident as well, though they were undefeated in getting here. Honestly, if they had their entire team here, I would have definitely probably picked them to be one of the favorites to win the entire tournament. However, you know, like you said, Yami and White, they're still basically a duo in the mid lane. They know how to play together. And I also heard from players that they're almost going to focus, like, Wooten's going to play like TSM, they know that White is a mechanical god compared to some of the other players in this tournament, and they want him to snowball really, really hard.
Yeah, that is why they moved White over from AD carry to mid. They felt mid had the most carry potential, and they felt that also White had the best mechanics of the team.
What's interesting, though, is we talked a little bit about Fugues, but I remember casting another game of Franklin High School with Beckes, another one of the HSL casters, and he actually said that it was Yar was a sort of secret carry for Franklin, and that he's definitely not someone that we should underestimate.
Yeah, definitely, like, just the rosters in general are very strong, but can't overlook Fugues and Infinity Dust. Looks like I hear the sound. That means we are going to be going back into picks and bans. You can get that phase back into play.
It looks like we're back with a little bit extra, but anyway.
There you go.
So picks and bans. I mean, the bans are the same.
Yeah.
And Fizz Band. Yes, I was wondering if that was going to be banned out because Yami has a pocket jungle Fizz, and it's weird. It's not like great, but it's weird, and they don't want it to throw them off.
You know, in his most recent ranked game with the Fizz, he actually lost.
Really?
Yeah, no twice. Sorry.
By the way,
I'm sorry.
I was looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, well, we're not going to see it because it's banned out anyway. We are, though, going to be seeing once again the Victor and the Gragas locked in here for Franklin High School. So the question is, what does Thomas Wooden go for?
You know, they could pick. They know what the enemy mid laner and jungler is, so they probably could wait on counter picking them. Maybe they want to pick their bot lane now. You know, there's still a lot of very strong supports. Morgana has been very heavily contested in the HSL.
Yeah.
And of course, Sivir, one of the best AD carries, if not best champions outright in the game, still available. That being said, though, like you said, Positivity hasn't played many AD carries, but Sivir is definitely one that he has.
Yeah, Sivir, his most played AD carry in solo queue, actually. And looks like a Brahma rover as well. This has actually been a support that Busty Dice has been very successful on. He's actually won 3 out of 3 ranked games that I have listed down here. So obviously a strong support coming out from him. Also talking about Thomas Wooden, they have the Shen pick. Something a mid lane they've played before is Twisted Fate, which, I mean, pretty obvious. It's such a good synergy, Shen and Twisted Fate.
Yeah. And Yami also has played a decent amount of Rengar and solo queue. Not much Evelynn play, however, if he can adapt, you know, Eve Shen is such a great combo. But otherwise, Rengar can go invisible, and of course, just like Evelynn, just, you know, you have the ultimate Stand United from Shen as well, and just catch enemies out. But for now, it's up to Franklin High School. So they know what the enemy bot lane is. The question is, are they going to try and abuse the Sivir bot lane? Because Sivir and Braum, it's a pretty strong lane. You know, you can proc Braum's passive quickly with the resets for the W, but the thing is, okay, so here's the thing. Braum is short range, and Sivir is short range. And you know who's almost always played against Sivir? Vayne. And you know who's also really good against Shen? Vayne. And you know who's also just a good champion in the game?
Is it Vayne?
No, it's actually, yes, it's Vayne. But, and then you already have the Gragas, you already have the Janna. You have so much peel and disengage for the Vayne, and then you also have a Victor who's just going to be killing everyone. So that is a very scary team composition from Franklin High School.
Janna and Gragas is such kind of a classic combo here.
And Vayne.
Yeah, and Vayne. A lot of movement speed coming out, kind of combats the Sivir movement speed, but not quite as much, I don't think. Actually, talking about Thomas Wooden and their possible Twisted Fate Shen pickup, they've actually never played those two champions together before, which is kind of surprising,
They might do it now.
We're making history, ladies and gentlemen. Hover over the Twisted Fate, hover over the Echo as well. Going to get locked in, so a jungle Echo.
That jungle Echo, yeah.
Going to be coming out here for Yami.
Positivity, don't think he's going to be running that summoner. He's the AD carry.
This looks like a surprise pick here. I don't have any Echo games
on
rank 5s. Yeah.
I was told that Yami has a secret Smurf and he's been playing it.
Wow.
That's what I was told.
Snuck that by me.
And I've also seen him play it, you know, just in normals in the past few days. He actually was playing it in front of, just like as far as exhibition, with all the other teams watching him. So kind of like balls on the guy to play Echo here. Well, like,
seen it come.
It's so obvious that you didn't see it coming. And it's good too. Echo can just dive in there, and it's going to be a great champion to sort of facilitate ganks with Shen. And now we see Citaran, he is hovering over the last champion. Will Fugues go with the carry Aurelia? If he does, that's a lot of carry threats on Franklin High School's comp.
Yeah, Aurelia, his third most played in solo queue for Fugues. definitely a strong pickup for him here. So it looks like that will be locked in. We have our teams
There we
locked
go.
in. Thomas Asuna versus Franklin High School. Actually, it's going to be a Hecarim top lane, and that's even better. It's his most played champion in
Yeah.
solo queue. And it's just such a huge champion for carry potential.
But you know what's interesting? They banned out his Gnar, his second most played.
Yeah.
So there must be a reason why they're comfortable giving him his most played champion. Whether or not it's going to be a lane swap, whether or not RC just feels he's going to win that lane straight up, I'm very curious to see how that top lane goes.
We're going to see how this game plays out. Of course, winner of this is going to be moving on to our grand finals. Going to be playing against Temple City there, and it's for a prize pool of up to, or a total prize pool of $55,000 in college scholarships. That's actually across 3 games, and 4 games, and 4 teams each, but
Not only the scholarships though, but as far as exposure is concerned,
Yeah.
collegiate and honestly high school league is getting to the point where these players are, some of these players legitimately want to make it into the LCS. Winning this kind of a tournament against other players of very high caliber
Yeah.
would be a huge boon.
yeah, definitely going to be an exciting matchup, guys. Looks like we're going to be hopping into the loading screen, so just going to be waiting for a bit. But Seamus, before we get into game, what do you think of these team comps here? What are you expecting to see?
I really want to see how RZ and Co. how they deal with the Hecarim because he's very confident. Like he was letting me know. He was telling me that I'm gonna play Shen. I don't care what it is. So if you're that confident and you're giving the enemy's main carry their best champion, you're not just gonna go to lane, right? You're not just gonna let it happen. And there, of course, we can see Franklin High School, and we are finally into the Rift.
Yep, should be a great game here. It is our first match of the second semifinals. It's going to be Wudiness High School versus Franklin.
Just heard a Wooten cheer in the crowd.
Yeah, that's interesting because they're actually from East Coast.
Yeah, so shout outs to everyone watching. I mean, it's 11 o'clock right now, and since a lot of the players and probably viewers as well are, young ends high school age, might be getting a little bit late. But the players from the East Coast definitely wanted me to let you all know, friends and family, that they really appreciate you guys watching the HSL Finals. We do seem to have a bit of a pause, but all right. We saw a line of scrimmage. It was 5v5 in every lane, so we might not see any early aggression.
Yeah, so we're going to have a quick pause coming out here. Not too sure what's up with that.
DDoS. Confirmed.
I hope not.
On land.
First TI5, and
And then now,
and then EUCS, and now you're going to jinx
Wait.
HSL to get,
EUCS?
yeah, EU Challenger Series. The playoffs got.
Were they?
One of the teams got DDoS.
Were they
No, it's unfortunate.
I know they played Gangplank. And Wicked
Yeah.
lost. Wicked was salty.
Yeah, well, Gangplank is disabled here.
He is.
So, not going to see that.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
Anyway.
unfortunate for me.
We're back in the
It's
game.
actually White's favorite champion.
Yeah,
He
he
said
did play it, but had none of that. Back to this game, though.
Yep.
We do see the line of scrimmage, so I don't know. I don't think we'll really see anything. But the moment Wooten hits level 6, you can expect some action to go down.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just the double global ultimates, the Sivir engage, Echo as well for that. Braum is just a great taker front line along with the Shen.
Just simply the Twisted Fate Shen combo.
Just the Twisted Fate
is
Shen
awesome.
combo, yeah. When they hit level 6, we should definitely look for some ganks around the map here. And, as we know, like White and Odyssey like to pressure each other's lanes. Maybe they'll be pressuring bot lane, though, for their freshman positivity.
Yeah.
They're a little
So,
freshmen.
Well, I guess he'd be an incoming sophomore now.
Incoming sophomore.
But the thing is, since he is very young, like he's also a bit of a troll, but he can get thrown off. I mean, especially when you're a young player in this sort of a high pressure situation, there's probably never been an event he's gone to that's had this much on the line.
Yeah.
So
that can be said for probably most of these players.
that's
there.
true.
Yeah.
It's a little bit harder to deal with though when you're exceptionally young.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Franklin High School, Fugues and Infinity, that's what we'll keep saying. Just have experience in the Challenger scene, playing and just against other Challenger
Yeah.
teams. We played against teams like Cloud9 Tempest in that. So obviously, have had some experience there. And they are going to be starting up with some double jungling here.
Yeah, so not sure if they predicted a lane swap or if they just decided to double jungle. Double jungling is really something we see commonly though. The top laner, like when the season started and the jungle items were changed, it was really, really hard for junglers to clear without, you know, having to recall after first clear. But the way the meta progressed, players just decided they start double jungling, picking up a little bit of XP and a little bit of gold, and then they take all the aggro so that way the jungler can still gank after full clearing. And whoa,
Yeah,
White took a lot of damage there.
Got a quick flash of White there, and as you can see, has been shooting up quite a bit in this middle lane. Is, however, fairly ahead in CS already.
And up in this matchup, oof, those lasers do a lot of damage.
And top lane, some trading coming off here as well between the Shen and the Hecarim. Shen tends to trade very well in these top lane matchups.
He does. I would agree with RC in that Shen is probably one of the strongest laners in the game right now. But the thing is, you know, there's also simply that element of being able to outplay. And because Fuchs is such a good player, that might still be an issue. For now, though, there's a very big wave for RC to farm a turret. He's probably not going to have too much trouble. Shen is very adept at clearing waves under his own turret. But where do you think we'll see the first gank? Since Gragas and Echo both have some crowd control early game.
Well, I think it's going to come from Infinity Gas. Just can't be too sure where. You probably want to get something going on the Victor really early. I mean, this Victor scales so well, has great early game damage.
And likewise, you definitely want to shut down
and Twisted Fate. So not too much mobility. He does have the Flash and the Ghost, but obviously nothing in terms of abilities to get it out.
Yeah, so if they manage to coordinate that Gravity Field and Body Slam, they could trap White. He doesn't have Cleanse, which, I mean, this situation, sometimes you'll see mid laners pick Cleanse against heavy CC comps. Franklin doesn't have that much true hard crowd control, so I guess he's just going to rely on good positioning, good reactions to get those cards when he needs them. For now, though, both teams seem just to feel each other out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, coming into like the first semifinals, or first game of their semifinals match, really just want to kind of feel each other for the playstyles of the enemy team.
Get rid of the land traders.
And actually, we are going to be seeing Yami coming in. There's a gold card coming off. There's the stuns coming in. Yami going to be forced to flash out. He will be able to survive, but that is actually the first gank. I was wrong.
Yeah, it wasn't Infinity Death. It was Yami. But that's, hey, that's what we were saying before in picks and bans. They are still very much a team. And oh, he got the minion there. If he had actually hit Positivity, he would have probably been able to get the Silver Bolt proc. Bit of a misclick there from Submit, but he'll be doing just fine. This is now a flash down as we do hover over Infinity Death for a moment. He's pinging this TF. He wants to go for a gank. Let's see if he can make it happen.
Yeah, so I mean, flash going down on Victor, definitely going to stop kind of gank potential as a middle lane, obviously. You can't kind of flash anything.
Yeah,
can't flash.
I think we'll probably see a repeat gank because Victor is also immobile, and he has Ghost, so he'll be able to run fast. But against pure crowd control, it doesn't really matter how fast you can run.
Yeah, it's actually surprising when to take that Ghost. Usually Victors like to go for a little bit of extra damage for that Ignite, because there's a lot of kind of aggressive lanes coming out from that.
Yeah, or I mean Cleanse too. It's not necessarily a bad pick because it does allow him to sort of reposition well. And RC, he's playing super safe against Fuchs, but he needs to be careful. The thing is, though, it's hard to gank here because he has to land the CC immediately.
Yeah.
Otherwise, RC just, you know,
flash
dashes
and away.
Right, exactly. And Hecarim, who gets
middle lane, once again, Yara getting very, very close to going down here, but can get back to his tower. Will be able to survive.
White actually wasn't even a part of that gank. That was just Yami going in and being aggressive. But now White is going to be hitting level 6 very, very soon. Teleport down from RC, although he's gotten his ultimate as well. So I think in these next few moments, there's definitely going to be some cross-map plays.
Yeah, so White just going to continue to try, Yami going to continue
and
to
here we go.
pressure. Here we go, there is the ultimate coming out from White. Fuchs looking to get away from this one. However, he may be able to escape over to Infinity. That's a stun going to be coming out though. Fuchs is going to drop down low, but it's going to be safe as the jungler there.
Didn't have enough mana for the wild cards. They had no great way to follow up. Potentially, if he had the mana, they might have been able to kill him. But Fuchs, that is an ultimate for an ultimate trade and Ghost down on White. Bit of an advantage to Franklin. However, this does give RC some time to farm back in this lane.
Yeah, this matchup, I mean, definitely one of the closer ones, I think, on paper that we've...
Franklin Wooten?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the closer matches that we predicted coming out here. And so far, we are seeing, I mean, pretty much even, definitely in terms of CS. Slight lead going over for Positivity, though.
Notice White just bought Ionian Boots and Lucidity and an immediate home guards.
That is such a telling play that he's going to be looking to get around the map.
Right. But the question is, does he have enough damage from his team?
Yeah.
No one on his team is running Ignite, and he's almost certainly going to have to coordinate his ganks with Yami effectively if they want to actually kill anyone on Franklin, because the bot lane has a lot of disengage. You know, you have the Janna, and we've seen Fuchs. He can get out of from a pickle as well. So it's really a preference, you know, what items you want to build, especially in the mid lane where so many choices are viable. But once you show up into lane with Boots of Lucidity and Home Guards, you're really telling your opponents what your game plan is, and it's sort of easy to adapt to it.
The other items coming in looking fairly standard for both of these teams. Of course, Talisman on the Janet coming up onto Terran. Definitely needed because they are up against a Sivir.
Yeah, that's definitely something you want. I mean, movement speed is just such a good thing to have, especially global, so both teams will have...
Vayne and Hacker.
Yeah, I mean, both teams... There's going to be a lot of movement speed buffs, you know? And what's interesting is actually Franklin is going to have a bit more... Besides the Sivir ultimate, they're going to be able to play a bit more with movement speed, whereas Wooten is looking for more harder crowd control. They have Echo, they have Shen, they have Twisted Fate, they have Braum. 4 champions that can stun enemies down, whereas Franklin is just going to try and kite around and, you know, pick their battles.
And so 9 minutes in, so going to be seeing zeros on the scoreboard. Pretty similar to the last matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's exactly what you said. Both teams don't want to risk anything. They just want to feel each other out. And for now, Franklin might just be fine letting Fuchs harass this lane.
He's coming up to the
Rex
top
here.
lane behind the tower. He's in the tri-bush, but the Destiny's going to be coming up. They know where he is, but they go in onto RC. RC going to fall low. He's not going to go down. The Ignite is ticking down, but he will fall. It is Fuchs with the first blood. That goes over to Franklin High School.
Yami's here. This isn't over yet.
Oh, he doesn't know where he is. He's going to find him now, though. He knows exactly where he is, and he jumps in, gets the kill. Yami returns 1-1 now.
So RC did go down, but first blood over to Franklin. And Fuchs picks up first blood as well. So he's going to be so much closer to building that Trinity Force. We haven't really talked about the bot lane too much. Oh,
but here we go. Cement wants to go, and he's going to get exhausted out, though. Exhaust down to Positivity as well. Stun's going to be coming up soon. Here comes the teleport. It is going to be Fuchs jumping in. The Shed Ultimate coming in here as well. The Busted Dice does get taken down. It's Fuchs with the kill. And RCM Positivity on the run. Will they be able to escape? Flash coming out from Positivity. And they will be able to make it over to the tower. But we are going to be missing a kill over in the middle lane. It is going to be...
Whoa.
White going down. Yawa with the kill.
White died?
Let's see how he died. Was that?
He didn't use summoners. I think he must have just been bursted. As we do see Franklin, they're probably going to be able to take this dragon as they did pick up 2 kills just now. In that bot lane, Busted Dice got a little bit ahead of himself, and that's the problem when you're playing against a team competition with a lot of engage. Even if you have great crowd control, you need to be careful of those answers, and Franklin definitely has answers.
Yeah, 2 kills coming to Franklin, and then the first dragon. Should be looking pretty good here after that. 2 kills now down to Fuchs, and he is one of those, I mean, we always keep talking about carry top laners, but he is one of those carry top laners.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, HSL has produced some very good top laners.
Obviously, Captain Nuke from the last game.
Yep.
Fuchs this game.
Yep. So, 2 kills now onto the pony. Let's see what he can do. That being said, the rest of his team not doing too shabby. Yar has a CS advantage as well as a kill of his own. He's going to upgrade his Hex Core and then also buy Ionian Boots as well. He seems to have returned back to parity. First dragon taken. No turrets being taken yet, but if I'm not mistaken, a couple of them are a little bit low, so we might see that soon. That being said, the White has his ult up, and RC has teleport. We might see another gank in the near future. And I think that's something that Wooten really have to do soon if they want to come back.
Yeah, we've seen these ultimates from Shen and Twisted constantly being used, but just haven't really gotten the results that they wanted. And a lot of advantages now going over to Franklin High School. CS is stacking up in middle and top. Well, actually, AD carries pretty much remain tied.
And it's funny, Wooten, by no means, oh, Yami.
He's going to be coming into the middle lane, trying to get onto Yawar. Forces out the flash, though, and the ghost, actually.
He didn't even position his W too well there.
Yeah.
Wasn't going to get the
Wouldn't
stun.
have gotten that jump.
But he would have gotten the slow, and I guess Yawar felt it was too risky to stay.
Yeah, he used Ghost and Flash, so that's pretty big summoners. I mean, his only summoner is blown there. And they're actually going to keep going into this
Yara,
middle
no
lane.
flash.
Gonna coming in. Yara, though, going to get stunned up. He gets bursted down. He's still alive, though. Geostorm going to be coming in. There's a Gragas looking to split the two members of Wootton High School. But White does pick up the kill. Yara going down. Infinity does now turns it around onto Yami. Yami trying to get out, can dash away, and will be able to escape a quick 1-for-1. Both mid laners falling.
White and his dangerous game, not enough to keep himself alive. That being said, both the junglers stayed alive, both the mid laners died. So honestly, that was pretty even. But it's just telling us to how much action we might see, because both junglers seem to really like to gank their solo lanes. Yeah. And so far in this mid lane. Well, back to the top lane. RC, he's first turret of the game. Over to Wootton.
Over to Wootton. So despite being down in kills, are you able to pick up a gold lead here as they take down that first tower?
Yeah.
It's in the bottom lane.
And I mean, not really a significant one, but they definitely do have a goal lead for now. Busted Ice and Positivity going to recall. Probably going to be able to complete the Infinity Edge on the Sivir. I feel like interesting that he itemized for a couple of other items as well, but I guess he just wanted to be able to harass him down. Nope, just going to finish those Zerker's Greaves. Not a bad choice, though, just to catch up with Franklin's team. Yeah, no, it's definitely not a bad call at all.
Yeah.
That being said, the Infinity Edge is a very strong power spike. So there's a brief window right now where Franklin's bot lane has the fight advantage, because Blade of the Ruined King, like, if you look at just the kit, movement speed is good, but in 2v2 situation, Franklin is a little bit stronger right now.
Yeah, for sure. Franklin High School getting the kills onto that top lane. Fuchs has the Phage now, and I mean, building into Infinity Edge obviously going to be a huge price spike for that Hecarim. Has the Home Guard boots though finished up, and that means we'll be seeing some potential teleport Home Guard engages, which are, of course, so strong on Hecarim.
Crusader Kitten, I'm surprised. Speaking of teleport Home Guards, where has White been so far?
Doesn't even need teleport though. He's going to be jumping into middle lane. Gravity Bow going to be going down, but the ultimate's coming in there. The Chrono Shift, they get the stuns down. Fuchs is going to be in trouble. He has to dash away because the rest of Wootton High School are jumping in here. Franklin going to have to back away after losing their mid laner, and now Wootton are putting down the pressure.
And a great counter gank. Wootton with the 5-man in this mid lane. They're going to try and work on this turret. The Giant Shield is going to be able to keep it alive, but the question is for how long. The taunt barely misses.
Fuchs is going to get poked out. He's almost out. Yami jumps in and gets the kill. He has to flash away because Submit is throwing out those silver bolts. That's just another pick going over to Wootton, and it's going to be the second tower of the game.
And now a bit of a 2,000 gold lead over to Wootton. As soon as I was mentioning that I was surprised Wootton wasn't really playing proactively, they have a great retroactive move and then use that to take the advantage. Shout out so far to Yami being involved in every single one of his kills and hasn't even died once.
Yeah, I mean, they have Echo on their team, so they're good at retroactive plays.
Yeah, it's really interesting, actually. Both of these teams have so many options after the fight seems to have stopped to restart them. Like the Echo, the disengage that we see from Franklin that we've already touched on. It makes for very sort of explosive gameplay.
I'm going to be spawning in 40 seconds here. Franklin did pick up the first one, but since then we've been seeing Thomas Asudin really coming back into this one. Of course, the 2 towers picked up here, 2 kills down onto Yami as well. Has finished up his jungling item and is going to be building into an Aegis of the Legion now.
Wow, so that is a really selfless buy, and that's very good up until the point where Yara is going to be able to buy into any sort of magic resist. For now, though, that's a ton of Victor damage and Gragas damage as well. That's neutralized, so good buy. On the flip side, though, Infinity that's also going with the selfless jungle buy. He is going for a Sightstone, and both of these items are very good, but they function differently. For example, we just saw Infinity Dust ward there. However, if they go for a dragon fight, Wootton might have the 4v4 advantage. And RC, he's completed his Sunfire, and he finally seems to have the edge over Fuchs, who still doesn't have his Trinity Force.
Grouping up around the dragon here. Teleport is up for Fuchs. Sand United and Teleport not yet up field for RC. So slight advantage over for Franklin here, as Thomas Asudin won't be able to get their top laner down just yet. We are seeing pressure coming down. Just want to clear out the wards, but Franklin High School looks like they may have the upper hand if they set up a dragon here. Or they just go for a tower.
Yeah, Positivity went into the mid lane for a moment, which actually was not what he wanted to do, since now this means Franklin gets a ton of damage on the spot turret free. That being said, though, Yami's coming in. Positivity also has his ult. We might see a fight.
Yeah, Busty Dice going to be looking to get the stuns down. If anything does take stun, there's Glacial Fissure coming out. Here comes the Destiny as well. It's going to be into the middle here. He gets down to Submit. He gets the stun card down. Monsoon will be coming in, but can they get to that back line? Submit's still alive. So Terran is going to be falling here. White with the kill. Submit, there's a heal. There's the speed boost. The flash away. Is he able to escape? No, they flash in. Defeata's going to go down. It's a double kill for White. They keep going. Submit so close to falling. White wants to get the triple here. There's one more card. There it is. There is the triple kill coming in for White.
And Wooten are taking this game, and they are not going to let go of the lead. They now have a 4,000 goal lead. Really good gank. I don't think that was planned. Positivity went to the mid lane. I don't think he intended to force a rotation and take advantage of the team who thought they were getting a little bit greedy. But let's get a replay of this fight. So Busta going, oh, we see the teleport coming in, and Positivity, just the Janna ult and so much CC means that they're just going to be able to lock them down. And the thing is, Franklin, if they can't successfully disengage, they are going to be in such trouble as they just go down like one by one. This clip is basically 8 seconds of them trying to run away, but you can't. You can't run away from the Sivert. Yeah. You can't run away from Twisted Fate. You can't run away from Echo. And that was... I feel like even though there was no way they'd win that fight at that point, they might have been better off just turning around and going for it, you know?
Well, after that fight, Franklin actually going to be able to respawn and go over and take down this dragon. So that's the second dragon of the game, despite losing out in that fight.
Bit of a misplay. Dragon was up.
Yeah, Wooten, though, do take down that top lane tower, so we'll continue to lead in towers 4-0, but are still behind in dragons.
Yeah, I mean, that second dragon isn't going to be incredibly important as far as combat stats are concerned, but of course you are denying your enemy the dragon buff, and you're also going to get closer and closer to that super, super strong 5th dragon. For now, though, it's a nice bit of extra damage onto the members of Franklin. Yeah, still 5,000 goal lead for Wooten. At this point, I'd rather be Wooten.
Yeah, be winning.
Well, I mean, I'd always rather be winning.
Yeah.
But, like, if you ask me, would you rather have the dragon at this point or this kind of a gold lead, I would take the gold lead.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I see. I'd also rather have a Fed Twisted Fate here. We have the Lich Bane coming out from him. Even though he rushed the cooldown boots into the home guard,
he's got damage now.
He's still got the damage, and that is going to be scary here. We see him just goes right into the middle of the fight. Even without Zani's Algas, he's in the middle of a fight, taking down Submit here. But Yami is going to be in trouble. Silverbolt's coming in. The flash. There's going to be explosive chaos, but that just sends White right back to his tower. And quite a few cooldowns used there.
That is something I've not seen very often from Infinity DS in the High School Star League. That was a pure, unadulterated misplay. Missing that ultimate. Because White didn't even use summoners to get away, and that's now 5 minutes that this Gragas doesn't have flash.
Yeah. And it's just such a strong engage tool.
That's the primary engage tool. Hecarim, he's okay. Like, he's not this... I don't know, man. Franklin just doesn't seem to have as strong engage. I mean, they don't even have nearly as close as strong as engage. And now that main engage tool, the flash, potential flash body slam flash is down, is going to be really tough for these next few moments. And Wooten, if they're smart, they're going to take advantage.
Yeah, we still have, of course, items building up here. Sunfire Cape finished up for RC right into yet another Giant's Belt. This is kind of the Shen build. Always and forever.
Yeah.
HP.
I mean...
You just stack it and you win.
Pretty much. RC's showing us why he's comfortable. Even though he had a rough-ish time in early lane, he now has a CS lead. He's only died once and been a part of more kills for his team than Fugues on this Hecarim top, and he's still winning the trades. Fugues doesn't have Trinity Force yet. It's 21 minutes and 30 seconds, and you don't have a core item. Jeez. I mean, unless you consider, like, Merc Treads and Home Guards. Yeah, you can see the gold is not that different, but the thing is, at this point, it's so much more effective on the Shen, you know?
Yeah. You can see there's a huge difference there between White and Yami.
Yeah.
And Fugues actually going to get taunted on here and just has to back away. Trades definitely going to 10 phase, especially just because it's taking Yami thrown down against the wall, and the stun coming out. Glacial Fissure coming through. That's just going to be a cooldown wasted. And now Yami trying to go back in, but he runs right into Infinity that's trying to get away. Teleport will be coming out here. Here's the Stand Unite though. He goes back in. He bring the Shen and the Taunt going to be coming out. Yeah, we're going to be going down. That is the kill going out. Another one for White there. Fuchs trying to get to that back line, but White is still alive. Positivity with a kill. That Destiny hasn't even been used yet. Infinity that's going to be going down. This is positive. Oh, it's a double kill. And there is the last one. An ace coming in here. Wootson find the kills they need.
Franklin High School, what are you doing? You can't engage on a tanky Echo. We're gonna... Okay, that's definitely gonna be a Baron over to Wooten, so we're probably gonna be seeing a replay pretty soon. There's no way this Baron's being contested. All right, just watch. They try to go for Yami. They try to, but the thing is, A, he's tanky, and B, he's an Echo. Fuchs gets a good ultimate onto 2 members, but the thing is, there is just no cohesion. There is no solid engage, and a pretty scattered fight is exactly what this global team composition is going to want to find. The clean 5-for-0 ace and the Baron over to Wooten High School. They're showing us that, yeah, this isn't the team that they've gone undefeated with, but holy crap, their team synergy is still absolutely there. 23 minutes in, over 10,000 gold lead. I am astonished.
Yeah, Archie told me about how they were good friends outside and in the game, and tend to be somehow just always on the same page, and that is exactly what we're seeing coming out from this team.
Like, you know what's awesome is that every single one of them also has fairly high kill participation. Like, the lowest kill participation that anyone on their team has is 8 out of 12. That's fine. That's great. 66 kill participation. And, you know, White and Yami have done exactly what they've needed to do. 11 kill participation on both of them. Franklin High School, they just haven't been able to find any kills. And this game isn't over yet, but Franklin High School at this point might be thinking to themselves, all right, next game, maybe we should have a better way to determine fights.
Yeah, so with Baron buff up here, and this is kind of the late game strength of the double global teleport ultimates coming out of here. However, Yami is going to be getting in here for a lot of damage, but we do have like the 1-3-1 split push was going on, and this pressure going on all 3 lanes. Yami going to go in though. Yara getting bursted down here. The Monsoon going to be coming out though to disengage, and he will be safe. However, same thing cannot be said for the towers. 5 towers on Wooten to 0 on Franklin.
Yeah, this is, except for those few kills that went down earlier in the game, been a ridiculously clean game. The first Dragon for Wooten might now be available, as it is up in just a couple of seconds, and we can already see them moving Busted Ice going into that area. But at this point, I just feel like that would just be the cherry on top, because they are absolutely in control. 11,000 up, 25 minutes in.
Yeah, although this does kind of feel like a waste of possible Baron time. Did they get 1 tower off of it?
Maybe. I think it's worth.
Top lane as well, but yeah, picking up their first Dragon, definitely a good thing here. Denied that 3rd one away from Franklin. And 25 minutes in, that is the first Dragon for Wooten. Franklin just have yet to pick up a tower because Wooten has been putting on so much pressure, really playing to the strengths of this team composition. Twisted Fate and Shen have just worked so well.
Yeah, and there's been quite a bit of disarray from Franklin. They have champions that, I mean, they're not only did they deny some picks from Wooten, but they also have champions that they are pretty comfortable on. Like we mentioned before, this is Fuchs' most played champion. But the thing is, it's not enough to be on your comfort champions. You need to have a set, defined strategy. And Wooten has had a strategy, and they've executed it perfectly. I think Franklin went into this game saying, all right, guys, let's pick what we like and try to win. But it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, so middle lane being pushed in here by White. The rest of the team over at top lane. And we actually saw the talisman being used so that they could get down here and possibly catch off White, but he's able to get out with a simple flash. He is still trying to go in though. Fuchs going to be stepping up to put down some
damage. Meanwhile, top lane.
Yeah, and top lane is just being pushed in Wooten High School, keeping with the split push. They get the middle lane inhibitor tower, and now Franklin have moved up to the top lane to try to defend this, but White and Busted Ice are just pushing in.
And we saw Franklin try to make an engage happen again when they popped that talisman and the Gragas flash. But once again, they have fallen short of finding any real target.
Oh, and they're not going to go down. Chaos Storm is going down. Get some nice damage off. And the Silver Ultimate will be used to just back away. Inhibitor down means they can just get out. And they'll have some more pressure coming in the next time around.
That is one of the lowest damage Victor Ultimates I've ever seen. Because it lasted like the entire time and did damage to multiple people. But he has no magic penetration. He has Ludens. So his sustained damage isn't going to be that high anyway. And as you can see, Yami went for the very, very early itemization. So, I mean, we really have to compliment Wooten. Not only, like, sometimes you'll see players at this level and teams at this level play, they play certain strengths. They have set strategies, and they do certain things really, really well.
First tower for Franklin.
Yeah.
They did it.
But, yeah. I don't know if this actually counts as they did it. They're still 11,000 gold down. But Wooten, so far, at least in this game, they have not really shown any real mistakes at all, except if you count that as a mistake. But,
I mean,
whatever.
they had to go back.
White's going to finish Death Cap very soon.
Yeah, White had to go back and pick up the Nasally Large Rod and the Blasting Wand.
It would take a lot of work for Franklin to come back.
Yeah, this is just such a big twist of fate. Zanya's Hourglass finished up here. As you saw earlier, he just teleports right into the middle of things, and, I mean, Zanya's Hourglass.
Yeah, 1-2 Messiah.
Very great. Yep, exactly. So, with the middle inhibitor down, it looks like we may be seeing yet again more split pushing coming out from Wooten. They have Shen down in the bottom lane. He does have teleport, and he stands united up. The rest of the teams can apply pressure onto mid and top.
Yeah, Franklin, if they want to come back, not only do they need to have good wave clear, but they also just need to have damage if we ever see a fight break out, so they can, kill the enemy team. But not only are they lacking in wave clear, since Victor and Gragas is really their best form, but they're also lacking in damage. Submit, he's gone for that attack speed Vayne build, but the thing is there is already a Warden's Mail and completed Randuin's on the side of Wooten. He's not going to be doing that much damage to them if he's just relying on that base attack speed and Silver Bolt procs alone. Infinity Death, he's pretty tanky himself, but I think Franklin should really look for a fight under turret. They want to get Dove and turn that around.
Yep, so we're going to be seeing them sieging out around, of course, going to continue to get this pressure going. White is going to be looking so strong here, and I mean, it's just hard for Franklin, as we keep saying, to just come back from this at such a disadvantage, and Wooten really the driving force. So, I mean, looking into the next game of this matchup, what do you think Franklin High School has to change?
I think they should fundamentally change the composition. They cannot give this much globability. Oh, snap.
Yeah, it's just such a good count going over, and there is going to be the gold card. It lands at the fuse. The wild card's hit as well, but he is just too far away. Can't quite get that kill there, so very close call coming out for Fuchs. Will be able to live and has the home guards just to go right back up.
He doesn't have his ultimate anymore, and that is, again, positivity. Nice shield.
Yep, good spell shield out onto the tornado. I don't think he would have been in too much trouble, but always good to.
Yeah, you never know. Probably just better to be safe.
Always good to not be affected by that.
Right. I don't think he's going to catch. Oh, wait. Will they dive here? Nope.
Here comes the Twisted Fate ultimate. It's going to be going just to hit down the tower. However, the explosive cast coming in. Glacial Facer to be able to disengage here.
That turret is very low.
Yeah, but it's going to be poked down lower and lower. And we actually have Baron spawning in 10 seconds, so that's where Wooten High School are headed.
The question is, do they want to start this Baron right now? There is a minion wave at the middle inhibitor. It is still down for a couple of moments, but
teleport down into the bottom lane, so RC is looking to apply pressure. However, here's the engage. It was actually a Baron bait. Now they want to go in. The Monsoon going to be coming out. Teleport coming out for Fuchs. Infinitas is caught in the middle of Wooten, and he is going to fall. It is Positivity with the kill. Here comes Fuchs. Tries to dive onto White. Positivity is here as well. RC has to head back to help out his mid laner. White got to be able to survive the turnaround in the gold card and the kill. Yami is able to hunt down to Terran. And this may just be the end of the game. Wooten High School pushing in.
Probably not, but it's definitely going to be the top lane inhibitor. Sort of a last-ditch effort from Franklin to try and see if they were doing this Baron, but it wasn't even a Baron, it was a bait. We have to compliment the good vision control that Wooten have had this game.
It's going to be a Baron now. Nope, no, maybe not. It's too low.
Yeah. I mean, you're up 14,000 gold. You really need the Baron. It's a win more condition right now. Both inhibitors are down. So they're probably just going to take a moment, group in this bot lane, and I feel like they just go for the win. Because at this point, they have a very tanky Shen and an Echo, and they could probably just go ahead and dive.
Yeah, it's going to be the death cap finished up here for White. 6, 2, and 7. Such a big performance on this Twisted Fate.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, for not seeing him play mid lane,
yeah,
and for being told a lot that White was going to perform, I sort of thought he was going to do well, but this well?
Yeah.
I did not expect it.
Yeah, Thomas Wooten, even through the Ross response, was shown to be so strong.
Oh, here we go, Baron.
Baron going to be started up here. 3 wards in the pit. Redundancy is always good.
I mean, they want to have vision control of the Baron.
Yeah.
So. And a bit of lack of synergy, but Butts Dice. He's about to make money.
Oh, over the wall! Oh, he's onto Yawer. Destiny going to be coming off. Where is it going to be going, though? Yawer going to be able to survive at the end of the hole. That's such an aggressive move from Busted Ice, but no kills.
You got the flash out from Yawer and the ghost as well. But wow, I don't think I've ever seen an engage in that fashion happen and not result in anything. White could have potentially gone for the Messiah play, but he was like, nah, we got it.
A little bit of a risky thing if it goes south.
Right, and middle inhibitor is up, so they're probably just going to want to take it down since the turret is down and there's no real way Franklin can contest. Second dragon is up, but at this point, Wooten probably don't need damage to structures since they have Lichbane, Twisted Fate, as well as literally everyone on their team. Yeah, Wooten, slow and steady, get the easy stuff first, and then maybe try for another Baron bait or even take it.
You see the inhibitor. It's going to be going down. There's a taunt going down onto Yawer, though, and they want to go and fuse into the back line, but he just gets bursted down. It's the kill going over the Positivity. Chaos Storm is down, but it just cannot do anything. A double kill coming out for Positivity. More kills coming in. It's one for White. This is looking like it might be over. Yawer going to be going low. They are on the Nexus Towers. Wooten High School pushing in here for the win. 33 minutes. They'll be taking game one of this semifinals match.
And that will extend their winless streak. We have not seen Wooten High School drop a single game so far in this HSL season.
Such a great game coming out from them. And I mean, looking into the next game, as you said, Franklin High School really going to have to start to change things up.
Yeah, it's not only do they need to sort of come up with a coherent strategy, but they're also going to need to deny the globals from Wooten, because if they give them again, I think we might just see another train wreck.
Yep, so we're going to be seeing, we saw the global teleport comp coming out from Thomas S. Wooten. Let's see what they bring into game two, and let's see if Franklin can come back. Before we go, of course, want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Twitch, Newegg, MSI, Rocket, Jinx, Loot Crate, Tespa, and the LA County Parks and Recreation Division. Also, check if you want to find out more information about our tournament here, the brackets, the prize pool, the players, all of that, head over to our Leaguepedia page, and you can find all the information there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, gonna be keep talking about this next game.
You know what I'm starting to believe? I was told that Yami is the best jungler in this league, and based off of that one game, I think the best two-player duo, regardless of position, is Yami and White. Yeah. Fun fact, by the way, you know what Yami means in Japanese? It means darkness. So they got that whole white, light, dark, and light synergy. And what's even cooler is that, like, they didn't plan that. So maybe it was destined to be. Destined like Twisted Fate. Anyway. Crusader Kitten.
Well, we're going over to a quick break before getting into game number two. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back.
See you guys then.